Hi guys, I'm gonna try again. Sorry about that. I'm gonna try again to get DJ Akasha on here. Okay. There we are. Sorry about this, guys. Hey. Hi. A little bit delay here. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. You need to
Hi.
turn the. Oh, there you go.
Got it.
Got it. Can you hear okay?
Yeah, I can hear great. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome.
Sorry about that. I was like, oh God, I can't find you. And then I had to like switch off the live again and start again.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I was supposed to jump on the conversation. I was waiting for like a call to come through.
That's okay. Well, nice to meet you and welcome.
Thank you. It's really nice to be here.
People are saying hi to you there and
Hi.
So how's everything where you are? You're in New Zealand. Whereabouts in New Zealand are you?
Yes, I'm in Auckland, at Mount Wellington.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sunny day here, but tomorrow, or is it today? Tomorrow, daylight saving starts. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we will start to have less sunlight and more darkness.
Opposite way round than here.
Yeah.
I know it's funny trying to do these live chats in different parts of the world. It's like time zones, different people change at different times. It's a bit confusing, but
Oh my God, it's super confusing. I can never get it right. I'm always like double checking, triple checking.
yeah.
Yeah.
So today I was like, oh, did I get it wrong? Anyways, yeah.
I could do
um, so so I wanted to start off with let's see. I guess. Well, I'm guessing your DJ name is like similar to your original name. It just changed it slightly, or okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's right. I was really confused what name to choose. And my friend, he suggested, "Oh, do you know what the meaning of Akasha is? Akasha is in Sanskrit also means like the substratum sound that is around us, that is always around us." So I found that very interesting. I was like, "Oh, I really like that meaning. Like that really
Okay.
resonates with me." And so I went with Akasha, and it also means the ethereal around it.
Okay.
So yeah, I really resonated with that, and I decided to go with Akasha.
Okay. Cool. And then I was gonna ask you. So then I wanted to ask, like, where are you, like, originally from? Are you, like, were you born in New Zealand or?
So I moved to New Zealand when I was 17, but I was born and raised in Malaysia,
Okay.
in a Punjabi family. I'm Punjabi. Yeah,
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. And then let's start. So like getting into like DJing. Uh, what like in like what made you want to be a DJ and when?
Yeah, yeah. So I first found out about the side scene when I was 21, 22. We went to an outdoor party. I was just amazed with the scene. It was just this big, amazing outdoor dance floor on the field. Um, and yeah, there was these massive speakers, these lights, UV lights. I think it was the music that really got me. I didn't know at the time I wanted to be a DJ. I was always into music since I was in my teens, since I was
Okay.
11. I've heavily been, hey, Savik. I've since I was 12, 11, 12, I've heavily been influenced by my brother, and I've just been in love with electronic music.
Okay.
Um, Crystal Method is one of my artists that that's kind of really made me understand and love electronic music. And ever since then, I've just been, like downloading and looking for my own style and creating all these folders and going crazy. And
Okay.
so I've been doing it for years. By the time I got to New Zealand, I've already been doing it for years. I know what I like. I know what sounds I like.
Okay.
Um,
So
and
you were kind of like before you actually went to like say a trance party, you were already into electronic music anyways.
Yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
was. And I was
And
already collecting electronic music and I was already creating my own folders, and I was kind of also that person that when we would go to house parties, everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, Akash, you sort out the music." So there were a lot of signs which I never really saw, like they were
oh,
blind to me. And then eventually, as I started going to more parties, I realized I wanted to start DJing. And my boyfriend and his friend at the time, they were learning to DJ. So it was literally right in front of me. So I was like, "Yep, cool. I want to learn." Um,
okay.
yeah, and that's how it started.
Okay, cool. Um so then so when was that when was the first where was the first party that you went to? Like where was it?
Uh, it was, oh my God, it was here in New Zealand. It was in Auckland.
Oh,
It
okay.
was out in the nature, maybe like up north
Okay.
somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. But
Okay,
yeah, it
so it
was
was
like sorry, yeah.
yeah, so it was in New Zealand and it wasn't okay. I was wondering which
Yeah.
country it was in.
Yeah, it was in New Zealand. Like I came here when I was 17, but I was only exposed to the scene like 21, 22. When I was 21, 22. I had no idea about it, that whole
Okay.
gap. So yeah, it took some time for me to actually like to find out about it, to be exposed to it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's cool. And then so like what was your like first party that you like actually like DJ'd at, or did you like were you did you make like mixes in the beginning for people, or did you just straight up go DJ?
Um, so I started mixing, um, but I didn't play at a gig probably like it was probably like a year and a half later,
Oh,
because I just didn't have the confidence. I wasn't like confident enough to show that, oh, I'm skilled enough to play a set.
yeah.
So I think I started in like 2012, mid 2012, I started DJing, and then
Okay.
um, but in between, I started playing at house parties. So
Okay.
like any psytrance house parties that like my friends would have, I started playing. But I started playing like very chill tempo psy, and then I progressed slowly into progressive, and then I realized that, oh, I love full on. And
Okay.
then from full on, I progressed into like darker style full on. Um, so yeah, in 2014, I landed my first gig. It
Oh,
was for Fat Productions. It was a Fat Production party. Fat Productions is the crew that does the Dimension Festival here in New Zealand. I don't know if you've heard about it.
no.
Um, but they're one of the key sci festivals here in Auckland in New Zealand.
Okay.
So yeah, I was very like I was ecstatic. And I was also very nervous because that was one of their first parties I went to. That was how I was exposed to psychedelic music. It was
Okay.
them. It was that crew. So for me to play for them was a huge honor and privilege. I just never thought I would come to this far. And then the other party I played that year was very eventful for me. 2014 was very eventful for me. I played at a Fat Production party. I played um, at Alienation, which is another key festival in New Zealand. They were very,
Okay.
very famous, and now I think they've shut down due to like um, we won't get into it. Just it's just like some weird shit going on. But they were a very, very good party at one point. Yeah, and then I got another gig in Thailand. So all of
Oh,
these
cool.
gigs I'm getting through a mix. I recorded a mix and I've sent it out to them.
Oh, okay.
Um, so
I'm
yeah, it
trying to
was
figure
through my
out.
mixing.
I don't know what it is, but so I'm trying to get. I don't know if other people can see it too, but I'm getting all the writing up on your face, and I'm trying to. I don't know how to get rid of that. Like, because
What what's
I can't really see your face because of like all the people that are chatting. Like, I cannot seem to get rid of. Like, how do I get?
oh, so they're trying to get rid of the
I don't know how I can. Yeah, because I can't seem to see your face. It's like um
can you see my face now?
um yeah, maybe.
Oh,
It's like I can
that's
see your
the
face, but
thing.
all the writing's on top. So,
Oh,
but it's all right. I think once it's downloaded, anyways, that won't be on there. So it's just a bit
okay.
annoying for me. So I
It's
can't.
really annoying.
Yeah,
I want you to see my face.
yeah, yeah. Um. Well, that's cool. So yeah, I have like. So I went on SoundCloud and like I'm actually playing your mix. One of your mixes in the background now. So
Nice. Which
yeah,
one's that?
and hmm?
Which mix is that?
I don't know. I went through a few of them. I don't know if it's like the third or the fourth one down from your
Oh, yeah,
sets.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and so I wanted to ask, like, so when you actually started, um, DJing out as a female DJ, did you find it really easy, or was it a little bit difficult, or I mean, I understand like now in more so now it's probably a lot easier compared to when I started,
Okay. Yeah,
because when I started DJing, there wasn't that many like
yeah.
female DJs. So I'm just wondering like how it is for a female DJ like nowadays. Like is it like easy going to DJ? Do the male DJs they're like okay, or male artists are okay with it, or I don't know. How do you feel like?
Um, to be honest, like I live in like to reside in a place like New Zealand. I think we are very lucky. Like I'm very lucky because there's no like prejudice against like oh female DJ, so I think
Okay.
I was very lucky for that reason because of the place that I'm in, like the country that I'm in.
Yeah.
And I didn't experience so much of that at that time.
Okay.
there
Well, that's
were
good.
one of two there were one of two people that would make weird comments, like oh it's probably easy for you because you're a girl, and I'm like I actually no, it's not easy for me just because I'm a girl. But
Yeah.
a lot of people they think that and they say that to you, and it is a bit sad sometimes because no one really sees the hard work that
Yeah.
that we put in. um but yeah, it's not easy at the same time. I think it just
Yeah.
depends where we are, like what country we're in. I think it would be very different if I was in Malaysia. I think it would be my experience would have been very different.
Different,
But in
yeah.
New Zealand, yeah, in New Zealand here, everyone is more accepting. Everyone wants you to succeed.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's
Yeah.
no like, yeah,
Yeah, I think for yeah, like obviously there's way more female DJs now, like all over the world. Like it's not like a new thing, obviously. So I mean, I'm guessing it's like a lot easier now, like compared to maybe 20, 25 years ago.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like like how was it for you? Like that w would have been a completely different
Um.
story.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's that would just take too long to talk about, but yeah. It wasn't,
Yeah, fair
yeah,
enough.
like you said, I mean, it wasn't easy. And then of course you get people, obviously you've done things to get to where you are. And I'm not going to say what, but, obviously you get those kind of comments, but yeah, it wasn't very, and I had people coming up and saying, oh, do you need help plugging the stuff in it? It's like, excuse me, as if I don't know how to use the equipment that's there, or, the mixer or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I've got lots of stories to tell, but yeah, it wasn't easy. It definitely wasn't easy back then.
Yeah,
And obviously, I can see the difference now when I DJ somewhere that it's a lot different. You know,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
For sure, for
um,
sure. It's a lot different. Yeah, now the scene has changed like a lot. When I first started DJing, like literally there were no female DJs in that I knew of at the time. And if I did know them, they were probably taking a break and they were not around for me to see them.
yeah,
But at the time, like there wasn't much at all. And now there are just so many, and I can say that they're all my friends. They're all
yeah,
my friends, and it's just amazing. Like, it's really nice to see a lot more female
yeah.
DJs, and the female energy on the dance floor behind the decks is
Behind the
amazing.
deck. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it is nice. Like, I mean, I when I was in Japan, like we're talking, I don't know, before my like must be more than 20, say maybe 20, more than 20 years ago. I actually organized, like, we were the first like to organize. Well, actually no, that was in Japan, but before that, I helped organize like all female parties. Like all it was in Japan, we did a party with my ex-boss, and it was all females, did everything, the sound, the lights, the it was a live, was female live band, and all
Amazing.
the DJs were live, DJs were women. It was like awesome. And we got so many stick from Japanese guys because they were like, yeah, you guys are making a big mistake, like, because we rented like a big place, Liquid Room, which was really famous back then. And
Yeah.
it's expensive to hire, and they were like, yeah, I don't know how this is going to work out. But like the Japanese guys were so shocked when the party actually opened, because it was just like packed. People were
Wow.
so curious. And then we managed to do another 2 or 3, which was really cool. you know and
That's
yeah,
so
that's how we
good.
kind of like started it in Japan, getting the women into it. So
Yeah. I
yeah,
feel
it's
like you should
nice.
do another one again soon.
uh
I feel like you should do another one again soon.
oh, I'd love to. Yeah, I would like to do one in India, actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to do somewhere like either in India or Goa. Would be nice to have all female. I don't know if that's really happened yet in Goa, but it'd be nice
Yeah.
to do an all female. Also, I want to ask you, have you played in India or Goa at all?
No, I have not. That is on it's on the list.
On the list,
So
yeah.
I hope it happens one day. I did go to Goa for the first time last year, first week of Jan.
Okay.
And I almost got a gig there. Oh, I can't remember the name of it's by the beach. It starts with P. It's a bar by the beach and it starts with P.
Oh, I don't know, man. There's so many. Like for me, also, I
There's
went
so
back
many.
like last year for the first time after many many years, and there's so many new places to me. I just I don't know. there's
Yeah.
there's like party places like in every corner now. So I
Yeah. I think it's
yeah.
one of the venues where Brain Drop has played at and Farabi Jalebi has played at. So I got a gig, but there was a miscommunication that on that day I was actually it was my flight on the day. So
Oh
Yeah, like
Oh, that's too
I
bad.
managed to get a slot, but I couldn't be there for it. So yeah,
Oh, that's
that's a sign that I'm getting closer.
yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah.
And so um, I wanted to also like, so when you started DJing, like do you like, or when you DJ, do you DJ with CDJs or from your computer, or how do you
CDJs from the
CDJ?
CDJs, yeah.
Okay.
CDJs,
Um,
strictly CDJs only.
okay, yeah. And I wanted to also ask you, have you released any like compilations or um CD mixes, and also um have you produced any music or thinking about producing any music?
So I have just released my first 10 track compilation.
Oh, cool.
I released it last year, I think in July. It's called True Grit. Yeah, that was a very exciting project. It took me a while to build it up as well. But it was just unfortunate that the release happened during lockdown, but I guess it
Oh,
was meant to happen that way in some respect.
okay.
Um, yeah, but
And
I'm very happy with it. I'm so happy with it. Like I just couldn't imagine I would get my favorite artists in the compilation, like Tron, Martian Arts, Brain Cell, Lucid Mantra. Um, these are like really good, like producers, really amazing producers, and yeah,
okay.
it's been very exciting.
And what label, or what label is that for?
So I've released that one with BMSS under BMSS Records.
Oh, okay. Hi, DJ Solitaire. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Rana.
uh, um,
And yeah,
okay, so
and in terms of production, I'm actually learning. I mean, I'm taking lessons. It's it's gonna take a long time actually, but slowly I will get there. And I'm taking lessons with Rana Free Soul. She's just made a comment right now in our chat. She
oh,
just said,
cool.
"I smell the first produced track coming." So
Okay,
we have
that's
plans
awesome.
to make a track together. Yeah.
That's cool.
So hopefully one day.
Yeah, yeah. It's you need a lot of time. I wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, I've done some in the past, like collaborate with other people and done an
Oh
album,
yeah,
but
amazing.
having kids and yeah, not happening now.
Yeah.
uh, yeah.
Having a full life and then trying to do all of this is just really hard.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean,
Yeah.
you never know. Maybe when I get, maybe when my kids are a bit older, I'll,
Yeah.
you know, do something again. It would be nice. I would like to make another track. And do you find it? You finding it like fun? Like, is it fun?
I enjoy it, but I'm just struggling to sit for long hours and do it. That
Okay.
is the part that I'm struggling with. But
Yeah.
it's
Or listening to the same loop over and over and over and over and over.
yeah,
Yeah, it can be
yeah.
challenging. Definitely.
Yeah, like since
Um,
my lesson, since I started my music lessons this year, I've probably only sat down for maybe 3 hours on my own.
okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
just finding that time and being disciplined with myself is the next
Okay.
thing I'm fighting with.
And then I wanted to ask, so what was the first big event that you played at? Star Drops Over the Ocean Part 2? Maybe.
What's the ocean part two?
Oh, Star Drops Over the Ocean is my album. So somebody
Oh,
said. So
you
why?
should-
Somebody said Star Drops Over the Ocean Part 2. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe. Yeah. Sorry. Um,
um,
I.
so what were you talking about?
What was your um like your first big event that you DJ'd at, and what was it like? What was that experience for you?
So that would be Alienation, the gig that I mentioned before, and that
Oh,
is in the South Island of New Zealand. That was nerve-wracking. Like
yeah.
I was so nervous that I had an anxiety attack hitting
Oh,
me.
really?
Yeah, I just I didn't want to play. I was like, no, I'm not supposed to be doing this. Why am I doing this? I had a little cry with some girls that I met in the chill chai tent, and then they boosted my confidence, and they made me feel good about myself, and I jumped on and I played, and everyone was just super supportive, and those girls that I had a chat with were super supportive, and they were on the dance floor, and they were like smiling at me and like cheering me. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's really nice to have that because oh man, the
Yeah,
anxiety sometimes
yeah,
is
Mark saying the first big gig is so nerve-wracking. Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, and especially the
completely.
first one. Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
not just the first ones.
yeah. Not just the. I mean, I know for me personally. I've been doing it for a while, and till this day, still, like I get like nervous. It's
Yeah.
weird, but yeah, yeah.
See.
And I want to. Oh,
Oh,
hello.
oh, sorry.
Oh. And I want to ask, what's your like? Okay, what's your normal set, like your BPM, and do you prepare like everything prior, or you just do like go with the flow, or how does it work for you?
So I pretty much was brought up as a DJ to always prepare. Um, So yeah, I've always prepared, but then I try to move away from it as well, because I felt like sometimes having a prepared set and jumping on and playing that prepared set doesn't quite match the crowd. So it's
Yeah.
just trying to be, so learning from that, I just wanted to be more flexible as well. But my preferred BPM is usually, when I started off, it was probably 142 until 145, but now it's 147 to 150.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Um, and then let's see. Let's ask about any crazy or funny experiences you've had whilst DJing. Have you got any
Oh,
stories?
yes, I do. Oh man. There was one significant experience that definitely I cannot forget. It was at Dimension Festival. And the stage at Dimension Festival is huge. Like it's a big scale stage, like with massive scaffolding and stuff. Um, and usually no one is allowed to come on stage if it's that big, especially, it's only
Okay.
crew. But I don't know, this Chilean guy got on stage, and I'm fully like mixing and having like I'm fully DJing like live. Obviously, it's what we do, we DJ live. And this guy just comes along and he was like, "Hey, like, like what's your Facebook?" And he's just right there with his phone. "Tell me what your Facebook is." Like he's right next to me. I'm just DJing. He's right next to me. He's like, "What's your Facebook? I need to add you now. You're just so beautiful." And I'm like, "Okay." And I give him my name, and he starts adding me. And he starts having a conversation with me.
Oh my God, seriously?
And I'm like, in my head, and I'm like, "This is not the time." And I just look at him. I was like, "Look, this is not the time." And then he picks me up, throws me up in the air, and now I'm buzzing out. And I'm like, "Why the F am I in the air right now?" And then I drop back down into his arms, and I'm like, "Can you just leave? Like,
Oh
I'm
my,
DJing."
wow.
That was the weirdest experience ever. I'm like, okay, no more picking up ever and throwing me up in the air while I DJ. This is not why I'm here.
That is crazy. sounds like what the
Um,
F.
what the F for sure. Like it was a very what the F moment when I was up in the air and I'm like, oh my God, what am I
I mean,
doing up here?
you could have landed anyway. You could have landed on the DJ booth. You could have
I
like
know.
you could have broken something.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Oh my
Some,
gosh.
I guess some people it's funny what I wonder what must go through their mind.
I have
I
no
don't know.
idea. It's just pure excitement and just like not thinking.
Yeah. Um. Well, that's a kind of good story. I'm sure you have many more of those.
I know
But
for sure now I do not ever want to be picked up when I'm DJing and thrown up into the air. So do not
uh,
do
yeah, no, I don't think I'd like that very much either, to tell you the truth.
that. It happened
No.
so quickly as well. I was like, what am I doing in the air?
Yeah. Crazy. Um.
Yeah.
And then have you got any oh, no, I want to ask you something else. I wanted to ask like when now that you've been DJing for a while, like well, how long have you been DJing for actually?
Um, I think it's touching 9 years.
Oh, okay. So quite a while then. Um
Yeah.
what do you what kind of feeling do you get like when you're, like when you say when you're maybe like 30 minutes into your set, like what's your like feeling like do you feel like, do you get like super excited from the energy from the people, or like what's like kind of your like feeling? Or I mean, I'm guessing it depends on the parties, but like, or do you prefer playing indoor or outdoor, or you don't really mind?
Definitely outdoor. I definitely like playing outdoor. I love the fresh air. Like, it's just really like liberating. It relaxes me. But at the same time, I'm okay to play indoor as well. It
Indoors.
doesn't bother me. But there is a difference. Um, yeah, usually it takes me about 2 or 3 tracks to really feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit longer if my anxiety is like going up
Oh,
high.
yeah. Have you ever like, say
Um,
for instance, have you ever been at a party, just say for instance, and like they like got like, as you're DJing or whatever, ever got like goosebumps, or like just felt like, I don't know.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. That's happened to me. That definitely happens when the crowd is like pumping with you. Um, but yeah, I definitely do get goosebumps, especially when it's that part in the track which you really love. It's like that part you really resonate with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, definitely get the goosebumps. Yeah.
Okay. And then I wanted to ask, like, so you've played in which countries have you played in apart from New Zealand?
So Thailand, Malaysia, Malta. I think
Okay.
that's it.
Any differences between the countries?
Australia. Sorry,
Oh,
Australia.
okay, Australia. Any differences in the scene between, or you noticed anything different, or felt anything different?
Um, I feel like Australia, it likes more like progressive, and they like their full on as well, but they're not so maybe like so much into like hardcore.
Okay.
Um, but I think maybe it just depends on parties at the same time. So
Yeah.
I think yeah.
Okay. Because I mean,
Um,
yeah, no, go
yeah,
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
And I think yeah, in Malta it was very interesting. They like it harder there, and they want more, and you can
More.
tell. And so it's really really cool to see that. Um, and the energy is just a lot more like it's
Okay.
raw there. It's very
Okay.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. And I wanted to ask, oh yeah, are you going to be planning to do like release another like compilation or a CD, or you just maybe going to concentrate on making music and releasing your own stuff maybe?
Yeah, I would like to release another compilation. And ideally I would like to make that one like just more like a darker style compilation, like more
Okay.
of dark side artists.
Yeah.
But I think that will happen naturally when it's meant to. I think right now I do want to focus on production. Because I know that's going to take some time. Yeah, so production,
Yeah.
definitely production is on the list first. Yeah.
Okay. And uh, what are your plans like for the future? Like, have you got like I guess in New Zealand the pandemic is not that like serious. I mean, it's not a big problem there. So you're having parties, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are
Yeah.
having parties. It's
Okay.
yeah, the pandemic is controlled well here, so we're
Yeah.
definitely having a lot of parties.
Okay. So what's your have you got any events coming up that you're going to be playing at?
Um, yep, I'm playing at Sonic Booms, which is in a couple of weeks on April 16th. There's another party by New Zealand Psy Tribe, that's somewhere in May.
Okay.
I I won't I'm not playing at that, or I'm not playing at that yet. Um, and then there's another party, 12th of June. It's called Triple Trance. So that one I'm playing at, and that's an
Okay.
indoor party.
Okay.
And it's at one of the most popular musical venues in Auckland. So that'll be cool.
Okay.
Um, yeah, there are more parties coming up, but we just don't know about it yet.
Okay. Somebody there,
Mm,
somebody's being a bit rude and saying, yeah, only 8 people. But yeah, you know what? Let me tell you, in almost all the live interviews that I've done, there's hardly been any people online. Everybody seems to watch it once it's gone, been posted.
yeah,
So, and also it depends on the time difference. Like now in Europe, it's like 4, 5 a.m. So
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways, I just wanted to, um,
nice work.
also, I wanted to, so for people that don't really, don't know you, like, what platforms are your music on, or like your CD mixes on, apart from SoundCloud?
Right now I'm just active on SoundCloud. I
Okay.
tried to go on Mixcloud, but I didn't really maintain much activity on there.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Do you have any recommendations of other platforms? Do you know?
Uh, Not really. I mean, I guess people are, like do like YouTube, but I don't have a YouTube either. I
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I've been out of the scene for a long time, so I didn't really bother. I don't know. I have my SoundCloud, and that's about it. And then a lot of people actually have put a lot of my stuff up on YouTube, so there's no point me even doing it anyway. So other people do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. Like my sets, people grab my sets and then they put a picture over it and they upload it to YouTube. And I've noticed that, and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, that's good for me because I'm getting like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting exposed and stuff. But in terms of me trying to put stuff on YouTube, I'm, yeah,
Yeah.
I
No.
don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
just
just wanted
sound.
to say, yeah, something like in relation to what we were talking about before. You had asked about what the crowds are like, or what's the experience like playing in other countries. I didn't really get a chance to touch on Malaysia and Thailand.
Yeah.
But Malaysia, let's start with Malaysia. They love like their dark and fast paced psytrance. Which is which I when I went to like a party many years ago. It was very overwhelming for me, the fast pace. But it's interesting that now I've come to like it. So yeah, but yeah, it's really cool that way. I found that very cool that they were very progressive in that way. And Thailand as well. Thailand as well. They love it. They love the dark side. And I
Yeah.
went and played at Experience Festival, and Experience Festival had an amazing lineup. And oh my gosh, it's probably one of the best parties I've been to in a while.
Okay. In a while.
Was Experience
Okay.
Festival.
And
Mm.
then, okay, because I'm just checking out the time here. I wanted to ask, what was your what was your experience like first time going to Goa? Like I mean, did you go to some parties there? Obviously, what was that like for you? Like, because it was your first time,
Goa,
right?
because it was what?
It was your first time last when you
Yeah,
went.
it was
Yeah.
the first time. Yeah, yeah. It was overwhelming. It was a bit intense as well. Like
Yeah.
just to see like I don't know, it was just sometimes there are not a lot of girls there as well. So it's just it can be intense and overwhelming to just know that oh there's not many girls and I mean that's can be the case most of the time, but it's a bit different in Goa. Like you people are not shy to come up to you and say things
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
just be really in your face,
yeah.
which is something I'm not surprised at either. Like we experienced a little bit of this in Malaysia, but in Goa it's probably just times 1,000. Um, and also the feeling of not feeling safe, like you don't know, like what could happen. Um, but I went there with a big group of friends.
Okay.
So that was really good. That was good. Like everyone kind of just like they educated us. They told us just be careful, like, maybe just don't, this is not New Zealand. You can't be over friendly, like stuff like that, just to be aware. Yeah,
And what did you think of the parties?
the parties were amazing. Like
Yeah.
some of them it was hard for me to connect with, probably because of the music, like it was too dark maybe. But otherwise the energy is amazing. Maybe Hilltop was one of the parties I was probably a little bit disappointed at because we were hoping we would be able to party at the main stage, but the main stage was closed and the other stage was open.
Oh, so the
So
when you come in, there's like okay on that side. Okay.
yeah, so that was the
Okay.
disappointment there. Like we wanted to
Be in the big
experience the
area.
main stage experience. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
but yeah, and we wanted to experience different artists as well. But then that night, I think that time there was only that party, and I think it was like Tristan and Starling. Starling played a really nice set. Um, yeah, but then probably Origins. Is it Origins? Origins was the best party for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
very,
And
very, very good party.
so obviously you'd like to go back to Goa, right? At
I
some point.
would.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes,
play there for
absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Cool.
Hope it
Um.
happens one day.
Yeah, one day. I mean, it'd be kind of nice if there was a whole posse of like female DJs there at the same time, and we could do a cool party at some point.
Hell yes, 100% down.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad that you guys in New Zealand are still partying. I mean, obviously some, like India, they're still having parties, and certain places are still having, their parties. But for a lot of people all over Europe, it's kind of sad that they can't have their normal festivals and gigs happening. So,
Yeah, it's very sad. I hope it gets better for them soon.
yeah, definitely. And it's been a real pleasure talking to you. And you
Thank
know,
you. Same here.
yeah. Hopefully we get to do it again. Maybe once you've produced some tracks or whatever. Yeah, I'd like to
I
hear
hope
more
so.
about that. And yeah, I wish you like loads of luck for your project. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
I hope I just find lots of discipline and just sit my ass down and just do it.
yeah. I mean, it's always good to take time. I think especially for the first time.
Yeah.
Definitely, you know, take time and experience. It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely. Thank you so much for having me, though. This has been really nice. Um,
Yeah. I don't know if there was anything else. I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard when there's so many like things to fit in a certain amount of time. Um,
yeah.
but I think I went through most of the questions that I wanted to ask. Oh, I know. I wanted to ask, what are some of your favorite, you know, artists in the psytrance or electronic scene right now?
Yeah. Right now, there's so many, but I'm a huge fan of Ingrained Instincts. I really love their style. Um, I like Phantasma. Phantasma is, I think, one of sort of newish. Um, Shadow Shaman, he's really nice. Um, Nectarius, which is also martial arts. He's got two projects.
Okay.
He's amazing. I love Critter. Critter is really good. Um, yeah, there's so many. It's like they're not coming in my head right now. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. And then
Yeah.
one more thing before we go. What is your style of music? Like what, like, because I think you were saying like you were like into forest. Is it forest?
Yeah, I started playing Forest now. Yeah.
Okay.
So your question is what is my preferred style or what is
Yeah.
just like my
Yeah.
style?
Yeah. What is your preferred style?
Now my preferred style is Forest, but I like the atmospheric sounds. I like the atmospheric soundscapes, moody atmospheric soundscapes, and then later on, like the energy comes in. Like I really, really like that. I like a story being told. Um, yeah, I used to like full power like bass lines a lot, and I still do. Um, but for me, the strong melodies is what tells a story and is what really brings like euphoria
Yeah.
to the dance floor. So that is my yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
going for.
Okay. Awesome. Well,
Hmm.
like I said, I'm was a pleasure interviewing you, and I hope you will do it again at some point.
Absolutely, I will.
Okay. Cool. And
Thank you
yeah,
so much for having me on. It was very nice chatting with you, and I really hope we get to meet
yeah,
face to face
face
someday.
to face at some time. Yeah, at some point. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you
Yeah.
good luck with everything and lots of good vibes. And
Thank you. You too.
thanks to the people that were here. And yeah, much love.
Awesome. Much love, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Domino.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.